how to build a game using ChatGPT. So I built this game using ChatGPT. It's actually a weird game. It is a game where you have to reach the plate of the color that is present on the triangle. And in the specified time, the time is 3 seconds. If you can't reach there in 3 seconds, you die. It's basically a game over. And there is a score functionality here too, right? So all you need to do is to provide clear specifications to ChatGPT to write the code, right? It cannot import the assets, or it cannot put these things in the Unity, but it can write C# scripts. And that's what we want it to do for us, right? We don't have manpower, we are all alone. And so how do we build the game? That's one answer: ChatGPT. So here we are in our Unity window, and this is the game. Okay, so ChatGPT won't place these things for you, right? You have to do this. So you need to have at least a little knowledge about Unity and the game development thing, and also the C#, right? You have to understand the code, and you have to check whether it is right or wrong. There are times when the ChatGPT gives the wrong code, and you have to tell it to solve it, or else you can do it by yourself too. Okay, and one more thing, that this is not ChatGPT's limit. I mean, this is a small, stupid game, but ChatGPT can build much more powerful games than this. This is actually my limit. This is the limit of my knowledge. That's why I built this game, okay? So let's go in the Visual Studio. So here are basically two C# files, where one is for the cube, which means the player, where it controls the movement of the cube and the color that changes on the based on the plate, right? If the cube is here, the color should be red. If the cube is here, the color should be yellow. And I know there is an optimal way to do it by getting the other object and getting the renderer of that object, but I used this because I didn't want it to do that much effort. That's why I got the axis, right? I know that's not a good way, but whatever. And the moment of the cube was given by ChatGPT. Let's ask it, make a C# script to move the cube in 2D game Unity, right? So you have to provide all the instructions very specifically and clearly. It should know it's a C# script. It should know you have to write the code, and it should also know it's a 2D game, and it should also know the engine. So here it wrote our code. It got the horizontal and vertical input, and then a vector of moving this into speed. The speed is defined up here, 5, right? It was very slow, so I changed it to 15, right? So you have to make some configurations and some changes to the code, but you'll get the logic. Here are the exact 4 lines given by GPT, right? That's our cube control, and then this file contains the rest of the code needed for the game. So what are the other things? There's a scoreboard. There is this time left, where the time decreases to 3, 2, 1, 0, and if it's 0, the game is over. Then there is a triangle. Now, what about the triangle's logic? Triangle, there should be a random color appear in a triangle, and it should also access the color of this object, this cube object. And if they match, the time should go back to 3. If it doesn't match and the time is 0, both conditions are true, then the game is over. So let's ask ChatGPT about the random thing. Yeah. So make a C# script to select a random item from an array in Unity. You actually don't have to write in Unity each time, but there are some differences in normal C# script and Unity C# script, so it's good. So here is the syntax. You have to declare an array. You have to assign the values to the array, and it has not done it, but we have to do it. Int random, okay, it has selected from random. Random.range 0 to items.length. And here is our random index. So how did we utilize this code? Here is our array, and we have to select random integers from 1 to 6, and this integer is assigned to a particular color. For example, 1 is assigned to green, 2 is assigned to red, right? If it selects 3, the color of the triangle turns to white, and our cube has to run towards the white plate before the timer runs out, right? The timer is 3 seconds, 3, 2, 1. It's not basically seconds. What I did, I used the frames, the frame rate. You know, the update methods runs 60 times in a particular second, okay? So I used that. It's a 150 frames, right? And the time decreases as per the frame decreases. So that was too simple. I didn't have to ask ChatGPT for that. Another thing that I didn't knew was how to get the color of the other object. For example, what is the game over condition? First, the timer should be 0, and second, that the color of triangle and the cube should be different. Now, how do we get the color of the cube if we are in the triangle file, right? So let's go and ask the ChatGPT again. How do I get another game object's color in Unity C# script? And get component and renderer and material.color. It's so perfect. See, you have to get the renderer of another game object. I knew how to get the renderer of the current object, but I didn't knew that it is also possible to get the renderer of other game object. You just have to prefix it with the other game object. And how do you get the other game object? So you get the other game object by game object.find player, where player is the name of the object. Here is the name of the object, okay? And we were in the triangle file, and here we have attached some text. This one is game over text. It's not visible right now because it only appears when the game is over. And here is the scoreboard. Here is the scoreboard and the time left. Okay. So that's how I got it. So here is the renderer of the cube accessed from the triangle file. Okay, so that was awesome. So ChatGPT is like your personal assistant when you're all alone in the development and you can't afford to hire anyone, right? So this is the main logic. There are other simple logics which I figured out by myself there, but ChatGPT, I couldn't do it without ChatGPT. And now it's not like I also understood these concepts, right? So that's helpful. ChatGPT helps you to learn much faster, and it's a great collection of resources. So that's how this game was built. And you can also build much complex games than this using ChatGPT, right? So I hope you like this video, and yeah, thank you.